family fucking resemblance.
Yeah.
And not only that, like, it's probably pretty obvious what outcome this guy's hoping for as he's showing this kid this photo. Like, where they're like, maybe there was like three. I mean, like, even if he's like, hey, there's three other guys in this photo. Like, which one's your grandpa?
I mean, yeah, it totally discounts like nonverbal communication. Like, is this him?
Is this him here? Yes.
And giving memories that he never had.
I showed him
that
a picture
picture
of
that he
Vincent Price before, and
recognized
he said
of my
that wasn't
grandfather,
him.
he had never seen before. So I was convinced that the only explanation for him recognizing that picture...
The only explanation. Really. That's the
so
only fucking explanation. There's no other possibilities. He might, like, if he recognized this picture, must have gone to heaven. That's the most likely explanation, really. You genuinely think, like, if this was a Muslim kid and this story was told to Christians, like, yeah, he went and he saw Allah and he found out Islam is the one true religion.
That was just Satan tricking him.
And he recognized a picture of his grandpa. Would any Christians be like, oh shit, I guess Islam is real?
No, because they think that Muhammad was fooled by Satan to begin with.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, like, a general rule of thumb: if your story wouldn't be convincing to you if someone else told it, then it's probably not that fucking convincing.
He had to meet my grandfather somewhere besides here.
Let me back up the story just a little bit for people who don't know it. Back in February of 2003, you think your son has a stomach flu. Turns out to be appendicitis, and his appendix actually had ruptured. He was very sick in the hospital. What happened at that point? What did the doctors tell you was happening to your son Colton?
Well, when they finally did a CAT scan on him and they put him in emergency surgery, he was so sick. I remember asking the doctor if my son was going to be fine, and he just looked at me. He didn't say anything. But
it's a pretty shitty
in
doctor.
that surgery is where my son says he closed his eyes, and spiritually he must have opened them and then found himself sitting on Jesus' lap in that first surgery.
Oh, God.
I do wonder, as
do you have any
again, from a neuroscience perspective.
Did Jesus put like $1 in his...
Yeah, in a little Colton's belt buckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go, buddy.
Dance some more for me, little boy.
It's on Jesus' lap. Yeah,
so this is a Catholic Jesus.
Yeah, it must be.
When you look at something like what happened to Colton, you think there's so many different things that are happening in the brain at that time. Memories that seem remote suddenly take on a significance. You see different sorts of images during sort of comatose-like state. Sort of many neuroscience sort of explanations, perhaps, for what may have happened to him.
Let's discount those.
Change it for
those
you
are
if
nonsense.
someone says, look, here is a scientific explanation for what happened to Colton?
Well, I think what really impacted me the most is when I talked to Colton's surgeon, because when he started talking to me about things like this, I wanted to check his medical records, and I asked him, did he ever flatline, did he ever code? And I remember talking to Dr. O'Halloran directly about this because he was the main surgeon operating on Colton, and he was very quickly to tell me, oh wow, Colton's not my first person that has had an out-of-body experience, and while I've had people code, tell us where we were, who came in the room, what we did on him. Matter of fact, Dr. O'Halloran was very much not surprised by what Colton was sharing with him, and that was a surprise to me.
Authority. Well, this doctor said that it's plausible.
Yeah, I have secondhand accounts of what a doctor told me.
There are people that have had out-of-body experiences that weren't even near death. People who have meditated and had out-of-body experiences.
They can actually scientifically induce out-of-body experiences. So, it really it's a documented neurological phenomena. It's not, you're not actually leaving your fucking body.
Again, I appreciate you sharing the story. I think, there's always this tension, as you know, Pastor, between science and obviously personal accounts are what they are. But I think it's a good discussion to have. I hope you appreciate the questions that I asked you, and I appreciate you being on the program. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Why is he even being so nice? He didn't even it wasn't like he was grilling him like, so we all know this kind of bullshit, huh? It was just like, science kind of respectfully disagrees with you. Oh, okay.
I just kind of love the idea that this book is a bestseller and like all kinds of people are like, see, heaven is for real, because like a 4-year-old kid is told a story.
Dude, what is it with Christians and religions just exploiting death to make money off people? Because, this is clearly what this is. Oh, he didn't know. He saw a picture and he knew, give me millions of dollars now.
It's really just like, are you believing this because it actually makes sense, or are you believing this because you desperately want it to be true? I mean, come on.
Probably a combination of that.
Well, they also said he's a pastor. So
yeah, I don't. Probably, but I mean, was he a pastor before this?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, I would.
Obviously, even if he wasn't, he was always extremely religious.
So he started with his conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, if this was like Richard Dawkins saying this, like, man, I don't know, my kid, fucking whatever. Yeah, that might be like, man, that's pretty crazy. But this guy, no, not really.
Yeah, consider the source.
And I mean, like, the evidence is just too scant. It's not like the kid came back and, like, knew all sorts of things he shouldn't be able to know. It's like, well, he saw himself being operated on. Okay, well, he knew he was being operated on.
Yeah, it wasn't like he, like, described, like, a battle his grandfather had been in, and, like, he was like...
I know where the family safe is. Like, oh, shit, there's treasure in this fucking whatever. Like, no.
There wasn't anything
just like he
that.
recognized... You recognize this? Like, yeah! Okay, that's not really much evidence.
That's not any evidence.
It's very scant.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the Dalai Lama has to identify, like, when the Dalai Lama dies and they're looking for his reincarnated spirit, the kid has to identify, like, 6 items that used to belong to the previous Dalai Lama. So that's even a higher fucking standard of evidence. And even that's bullshit.
So this next story here is about 4th graders in Colorado being accused of selling pan to one another.
Good.
I call it entrepreneurship.
I think you're right on that.
It was baffling, surprising, shocking.
Each day brings a new level of craziness to the offices at Greeley School District 6.
There's always something, but this ranks pretty high in craziness.
To think, one of the area's best elementary schools that never really has any issues.
There's no question, real good school.
Is currently dealing with something as shady as this.
On Monday, a 10-year-old 4th grader did bring...
And they showed a literal shade as they were saying shade.
There were kids selling weed at my grade school. I mean, and it wasn't even close to being legal.
If these kids had brought beer to school, this would not be a CNN news story.
A baggie of marijuana. We believe it was small quantity. We've not been able to find any of it.
Greeley School Safety Director John Gates says that...
Did they say they couldn't even find any pot?
So they have no evidence.
CNN is covering a rumor that there was pot at this school.
Oh, they're just trying to destroy the legal marijuana movement by pointing all these stories out. Like, this kid jumped out of this window.
Yeah.
This is just insanity. This is madness. People were just killing themselves left and right.
I wasn't listening for a second. So did I mishear him? Did he just literally say that they didn't even find any pot?
That's what he just said.
Okay.
Boy sold pot to 3 other 4th graders on the school playground.
Okay.
Then the following day, one of those kids gave the initial pot-dealing boy a marijuana edible.
I was afraid to take my kids back to school. I didn't want to take them back.
Christine, who asked us not to show her face, has a daughter at Montfort who knows the kids involved. She was shocked when she learned about the incident through a note from the school.
I didn't think I would have to have a drug conversation with my 6-year-old, who barely is out of Barney.
What's wrong with having a conversation about it when they're 6 years old?
I don't know. Like, a lot of these parents, seem to think they're doing their kids a favor by, like, sheltering them from things.
We're being so fucking uptight.
It's like the same. It's like the same thing with, like,
with sex.
How am I supposed to explain gay people to my child
or sex or any type?
Yeah,
of
like
sex.
anything. Like anything like that. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like, your kid needs to be able to live in the world that actually exists, not in some fucking fantasy world of cushions and pillows that you fucking created for them.
And that doesn't mean like drug them up or show them porn.
My son just got out of Barney.
That actually is what I was advocating. But everyone has their own approaches to parenting.
You know what? If you're a parent and you play Barney for your kids, fuck you.
Fuck yo!
Barney fucking sucks. Even when I was like a kid, I knew Barney fucking sucked.
Yeah, I never watched that shit.
That shit's fucking garbage, and fuck that parent.
I was too old for that shit.
You're lucky. You love me.
For the case, another student in Montfort turned the 4
Barney
kids
should be
in.
eating them fucking
2 were
kids.
suspended, all are being punished. And to think, says
fucking them like
administrators,
Denver did.
all of this could have been prevented.
Unfortunately, in both cases, the students got the marijuana from their grandparents. Were not with consent. The grandparents didn't know they took it, but
At the request of the district,
awesome.
Greeley police will not file charges against their grandparents. Instead, they're hoping this serves as a lesson.
we wish they would secure it much like they would a firearm or something that could get into the hands of kids and shouldn't.
It is easy to point fingers and blame children.
Kids these days, yeah.
But in this case, the same can be said about adults.
Are the Buffalo Bills?
Whatever.
It's not even that big of a fucking deal. Okay, look, they went to their grandparents' house, they took advantage of them being senile, and like, hey, Grandpa, I need to go in your room. They grabbed the fucking weed.
Is that really any different than a kid going into his dad's fridge and fucking stealing a beer?
Or a kid taking oxycodone pills from
From
their-
mommy's medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
Everyone here, when was the first time you tasted alcohol?
I did that exact thing. I remember fucking when I was a little kid,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
reached into the fridge and I fucking drank some beer that.
And it tasted disgusting, probably. Dude.
Yeah, it was nasty.
I was raised Catholic, so the first time I ever tasted alcohol was church wine. First communion, first
Yeah,
grade.
there you go. I mean, everyone here tasted alcohol early on. We're not all fucking drunks.
It's pretty funny. Like that, we need a religious ceremony where everyone has to toke up. Because if we're gonna make exemptions, if little kids can drink booze for communion, I think they should be able to take at least one toke for communion too. We need like a Rastafarian Catholic fucking mesh. Bring that shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it together. It's all about unity.
Unity with impunity. Woo!
I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here.
We're gonna break a take.
We're going to break a take.
Put up one of our cool taking a break things.
TJ, the last dino.
Yeah, we can
One
do
of the
that.
ones from that dude that's pretty good at Photoshop, but not too good at grammar.
All right. So we'll be right
Denver,
back.
the last dinosaur. Suck your dick like never
Fuck you, Bill
before.
Maher. Fuck you, Bill Maher.
Fuck you, Phil Maher.
Mother in a fucking asshole. Don't fuck
you.
yourself. That cunt is a douchebag, and I fucking hate him. He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks shit like that all the time. Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Fuck you!
Alright, so I missed all the good shit actually while recording. Talking about fucking Bill Maher and shit. He said tides go in and out. I actually did not see that fucking interview that he did with Richard Dawkins when this fucker said the tides go in and out, sun goes up, down, you can't explain that. That guy is a fucking retard beyond belief. Shit. I hope I don't get fucking exploded because I'm in first place. It's like playing Mario Kart, getting punished for being in first place. That last little fucking mission, I did not know what the hell I was doing. I was too busy trying to listen to fucking TJ and shit. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing with that last mission. Where's the challenge? Like, I'm blowing this guy out of the water right now. I thought there was 3 people in here. Like, seriously. Oh well, I guess I'll be enjoying the streets alone. He probably hit that wall in that first turn and fucked himself up. That's probably what he did. Oh man, my stomach hurts. Yeah. Is this one of those things where you have to fucking go around the whole day? Whoa, 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 whoa. I was not expecting that. This must be a fucking custom track. He left. What a dick. That's a dick move, dude. 'Cause I don't think I'd get anything for playing by myself. Whatever. Guess I'll get some... I'll beat a time. Whatever. What a douchebag. Oh man, my stomach hurts though. Boom. Sure is a long time before they actually give you more power-up things or explosives and such. My chest hurts right now, man. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking I'm not supposed to go that way. The damn game should have gave me some sort of indication that I should have been going that way. Okay, well, I kind of fucked this up completely. Is there a way to get down there? No? Well, fuck. That's... No? Okay. Yeah, I know it's the wrong way. I know. But I need to, get through this. That was unexpected. There we go. You don't get anything for doing the shit by yourself, though. Alright, that looked hilarious, I have to admit. That looked pretty fucking funny. Anyway, yeah.